We only thought those NFL replacement refs were bad, but Monday Night Football gave us the moment everybody feared. You might want to get the kids out of the room if they are Packers fans. Move them away from the screen because I'm going to play this for you one more time. This is a scene. Time expiring. Last play of the game. Green Bay leading Seattle 12-7. Seattle throws a last-ditch Hail Mary pass. There it goes into the end zone. There it is caught. Everyone sees the pass get intercepted by the Packers. Everyone, look at the refs, two different signs. Everyone, that is, but the two replacement officials standing just a couple feet away. Watch it again with me, and then wait for the refs. One calls the touchdown. Another angle. One calls it an interception. After a delay and a check of the instant replay, it is ruled a touchdown. Seattle wins. Chaos on the field. Fans go crazy. Packer players, they're stunned. And the rest of us wondering, when is this going to end? So we wanted to talk to a football legend to talk about this. Hall of Famer, three-time Super Bowl quarterback, Fran Tarkenton. It is such a pleasure, such an honor to meet you.
I'm a legend in my own mind. That's it.
You're a legend to us, Fran. You're a legend to us. And I was asking you at the commercial break, were you screaming at the television along with the rest of America?
Well, I'm not a great Packer fan because I played against them so many years. I'm a Viking. In football, we play 16 games. We don't play 162 games like baseball. Wins are precious. Wins on the road are more precious. This win was taken away from the Packers.
It's taken away.
Clearly. It's the last play of the game. Packers are ahead 12-7. And the Green Bay Packer intercepted the ball, brought it to himself.
Yeah.
Clearly, it was an interception. Now, here's what, see, this play is not really, when the referee on the field signals the touchdown, it's not reviewable. They cannot change it. That's a stupid rule because when you saw the replay, everybody knew that it was an interception, not a joint possession. And so the Packers, get stuck with a loss, and the Seattle Seahawks get a reprieve.
Get the win. So you mentioned the 16 games, right?
Yes.
Very unlike baseball where you play however many. I mean,
162.
This is a precious few. You train, you practice, there's a risk of injury. I mean, just explain, help me get inside the mind of a player right now.
You practice for 12 months.
12 months.
But we only play 16 days a year. So these games are critical.
Would you be screaming at the refs if you were on the field right now?
Well, yeah, because these games affect coaches' careers. They may get fired or rehired. The fans go crazy. It affects the playoffs. That one game may keep you out of the playoffs, the chance for the Super Bowl. So many consequences of bad. But we've seen it now for, what, 3 weeks? The calls have been awful, and the replacement officials have been terrible. The games have been going longer, anywhere from 3.5 hours to 4 hours for a game. It's just ridiculous. It's driving everybody in football crazy.
Especially some of the players. Let me read a couple tweets. I don't know if you've been hip to Twitter in the last 24 hours, but let me just read to you. This is what Drew Brees is saying here. He's the quarterback from New Orleans Saints. Ironic that our league punishes those based on conduct detrimental. Whose conduct is detrimental now? Reggie Bush says, refs single-handedly blew this one. And just a few minutes ago, look at this. This is just coming to us. President Obama himself took to Twitter. NFL fans on both sides of the aisle hope the refs lockout is settled soon. So the president, after speaking to the General Assembly at the United Nations, is tweeting about, what he's been watching on the field. Do you think that the entire season is blown?
No. This has been the most exciting start of any season I've ever seen. The games have been close, they've been competitive, the level of play has been great, but the story, unfortunately, is the referees. If your story is the referees, it's bad. Now, a few years ago, the baseball umpires were locked out, and they just got rid of them.
They chucked them all,
and they had no problems. The NFL doesn't make many mistakes. They made a bad mistake this year on who they chose to be the replacement referees, how they trained them, and how they got them ready to referee the games, because now they are 3 weeks into the season, and it's an unmitigated disaster. And the fans are affected, the players are affected, the coaches are affected, the credibility is affected. Now, will that keep people from watching the NFL? No.
No.
It's the greatest game in the world, and we want to watch NFL football, and I watched it to the last throw last night. And
and that's when it happens, right? The
oh,
Pats
and I
game,
was
Sunday
rooting,
night,
and I was
Belichick
rooting,
grabbing the...
Oh, I was rooting for Seattle, and it went the other way, and I felt terrible. But yeah, Belichick couldn't get a referee to tell him why whatever happened there. Also the safety of the players. I saw Matt Schaub of the Houston Oilers have two of the hardest hits I've ever seen in my life. Could have been paralyzing hits. They got a 15-yard penalty, but they should have kicked him out of the game and should have suspended him.
But Fran, this is over, what is it, $16 million. I'm looking down, $16 million in the next 5 years. So that's about $500,000 factored in per team.
Yep.
The league makes, 30 seconds, league makes billions of dollars in revenue.
Yeah, but they got to be responsible business decisions. I mean, these referees make $185,000 a year as a part-timer. And the real controversy is over a defined pension benefits, which corporations can't afford anymore. And they're breaking the country, and they said, we want to change it to a 401k plan and also have accountability where the commissioner can fire you for lack of performance. They've got to have that accountability. And so these are real issues that I don't think the NFL should cave in just because of this and mess up their business model, and then it'll be really bad.
We shall see come Sunday what happens, won't we?
We will. I'm afraid of more of the same.
Fran Tarkenton, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Now this.
So in Homs, they run for their lives, and we